Okay, I'm Kevin Zerbach. I am an Assistant Director of Residential Services at Woodland Hills. It is a juvenile treatment center for youth who've run afoul of the law and for youth who are experiencing some mental health issues, some instability in the home, possible drug issues, and then also those clients who've run afoul of the law.
Okay, great. Okay, so what is your opinion on fathers? Are they needed? Are they not needed?
Fathers are needed. However, I'll expand my thoughts on that. However, I think it's very stereotypical to assume that what I like to tell people who are just starting out at Woodland Hills, and I've been here for 19 and a half years, so I started with some of these same stereotypes that, some of the stereotypes that lead to a client being placed in residential treatment at anywhere between 12 and 18 years of age is one of those stereotypes is lack of two-parent families. And I tell them their stereotypes are true to a degree. However, and what I mean by that is most of our clients here at Woodland Hills on the boys' juvenile justice side do not have an active father in their life, certainly not the biological father, nor even a father who is or a role model or a person who they can look up to. I used to make fun of Hillary Rodham Clinton, and it takes a village to raise a child. The more I even look back on my own life, it does certainly take somewhat of a village to raise a child because I had very influential people in my own life who helped me to become a success. And I came from a two-parent family. So I always qualify that the stereotypes will look very true, but they can be put on their face very easily. And what I mean is often we'll have one of the family members who's raised and has no father in a single-parent household, and mom is typically working very hard or maybe has some of her own issues, but the other siblings in the household are doing fine. So to me, it's a mesh of environmental factors, including are there two parents in the home, and then also what that child's been exposed to with regards to domestic violence, exposure to pornography at an early age, and then exposure to drug, alcohol abuse at an early age, or use or experimental use at an early age. And then there's also the mixture that really will decide how things often turn out for kids is their personality and their resilience. And some kids are just more resilient than others and are able to handle more life's adversity at a younger age without being put in the system. And even the kids who get put in the system often have an incredible amount of resiliency, and if you can focus in on that resiliency, you can help them overcome some of their life experience. But to me, it's about life experience mixed with some personality traits that lead to a client needing residential or a teenager needing residential treatment.
Okay. So according
that was a long answer, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. According to the U.S. Department of Census, 43% of children are now live without their father. So just going off what you were saying, this wouldn't be as big of a problem if many of those kids had a strong father figure, say a grandpa or an uncle. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. And I don't know what the statistic is that you're quoting. I don't know what that exactly means. If it's 43% basically grow up with no father figure in their life. If that's the percentage, yes, I think now you probably will but just because there's 43% of children growing up with no father figure doesn't mean there's going to be 43% of our population getting in trouble with the law, failing out of school. There's no hard and fast correlation. I just want to make sure there's just this mix of personality that's really important to get in there, and people have to understand that there's personality traits mixed with life experience. But yes, certainly if you have a father figure and you have a person who has what I would call an at-risk personality trait, and let me just give you one. I think hypersensitivity, inability to laugh at oneself, being very insecure in who you are and what you're about, to me that's somewhat ingrained in your personality. And if you have some of those traits, and without a father there to mentor you, whether it's your biological father or a father figure to mentor you through some of those tough times and to provide a safety net and to talk with you and get you through some of that, it becomes much more difficult for those kids not to end up in the system.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on lesbian parents? Can they get the job done without a strong father figure in the child's life? And does, just to add on that, does not having a father affect boys and girls differently, or does it affect them the same, in your opinion?
Okay, I'll answer the second question first. I don't know about I don't know if I'm qualified to answer the second question, actually. My gut reaction is to say it affects boys more. Just because girls are more attached to the mother and boys are more attached to the father.
With working at Woodland Hills, you also